We tend to turn a blind eye to conspirators and their outlandish theories. But beneath the surface, we may find some assumptions that completely shatter the facade when they're proven to be true. 10. The Dalai Lama and the CIA. This conspiracy theory involves two well-known entities, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, and the 14th Dalai Lama. The CIA, known as the nation's first line of defense, has been at the center of various theories such as MK Ultra human experiments and shadow governing. The Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, is a Tibetan Buddhist monk known for his advocacy of his religion and the rights of the Tibetan people. Conspiracy theorists accuse the Dalai Lama of being a CIA agent. According to declassified U.S. intelligence documents from 1998, this conspiracy is actually true. The Dalai Lama received an annual subsidy of $180,000 from the CIA. The Buddhist leader's role in the intelligence agency began in the 1960s. The CIA was providing the Tibetan exile movement with $1.7 million each year to fund operations that would disrupt China and its infrastructure. This funding was part of the agency's efforts to undermine communist governments during the Cold War, focusing mainly on the Soviet Union and China. The Dalai Lama wrote in his autobiography that the CIA had trained and equipped Tibetan guerrillas who carried out raids from their base camp in Nepal. He also detailed that two of his brothers had made contact with the agency for help in 1951, supposedly unbeknownst to him. Despite claims of not knowing about the operations when they were being carried out, more documents clarified the leader's position. Based on the report and his autobiography, it appears that he was aware of paramilitary training given to Tibetans, which was linked to violent acts. 9. Mind control weapons. The theory of mind control has long been attributed to the CIA and US government. While the truth may differ from what theorists have suggested, they aren't far off. The government actually did start to develop a type of weapon that could discreetly direct a message to a person through a frequency, termed message beaming. A declassified Pentagon report revealed information about microwaves that would target the human mind and whisper messages to them. This means of mind control presented itself as a mimicry of schizophrenia. Only the target would be able to distinguish the audible voice among the projected frequency. More recently, the Pentagon revealed that they were testing talking lasers. Weapons researchers at the Department of Defense have been developing less fatal weapons for warfare, including a non-lethal laser that could send brief messages across short distances and even through glass. This technology uses a physics phenomenon known as laser-induced plasma formation. A powerful laser forms a ball of plasma, while a second laser oscillates it, creating sound waves. If done correctly, the laser burst can mimic human language. 8. Operation Sea Spray. Operation Sea Spray was one of hundreds of bioweapon simulations carried out by the US military. They focused on a bacterium known as Serratia marcescens, known for its ability to produce a red pigment. The military sprayed this bacterium into the air off the coast of Northern California in the Bay Area. The aim was to determine the vulnerability of a big city like San Francisco to a bioweapon attack. They discovered that the bacteria had not only infested San Francisco, but also infiltrated surrounding suburbs. The experiment revealed that San Francisco and cities of similar size would be susceptible to germ warfare. However, the military was unaware that S. marcescens was harmful to humans. Shortly after the operation, 11 residents checked into Stanford University Hospital with urinary tract infections caused by the bacterium. Despite this outcome, Operation Sea Spray continued, with the military releasing more germs in other cities across the country for 2 more decades. 7. Formula One Crashgate Scandal. In the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix, a conspiracy emerged involving Formula One drivers Nelson Piquet Jr. and Fernando Alonso. Alonso needed to make an early pit stop, which initially put him at a disadvantage. However, just 1 lap later, his teammate Piquet crashed, bringing out the safety car. This allowed Alonso to move up in the order and eventually win the race. While initially seen as luck, rumors circulated that the crash was intentional. A year later, Piquet revealed the truth. The crash was indeed deliberate. Renault officials had instructed him to crash to benefit his teammate. The incident led to an investigation by the World Motor Sport Council. Renault faced permanent suspension and disqualification. Piquet was granted immunity, and Alonso was found to be unaware of the plan. 6. Atari's New Mexico burial. A rumor emerged that there were extraterrestrials buried in a desert in New Mexico. This conspiracy was proven true in 2013, but not in the way you might expect. The truth begins with Atari Games Corporation and their disastrous game E.T. the Extraterrestrial for the Atari 2600. According to legend, Atari buried millions of unsold copies of the game in the New Mexico desert. In 2013, a documentary crew unearthed millions of these cartridges, confirming the urban legend. Operation Condor. Operation Condor was a coordinated repression effort during the Cold War that terrorized South America. It was a secret intelligence and operations system established in the 1970s, allowing South American military regimes to coordinate intelligence information. The operation targeted political opponents, social activists, trade unionists, and student activists. It involved coups and assassinations aimed at eliminating left-wing sympathizers in South America. Declassified papers revealed that various U.S. government agencies had early knowledge about this effort, but did nothing to stop it until its later stages. 4. Tobacco industry cover-up. For decades, large tobacco companies conspired to hide the effects of smoking on the body. Internal documents revealed a conspiracy known as Operation Berkshire, in which 7 leading companies promoted controversy over smoking and illness. The companies discussed joint industry research, the supposed benefits of smoking, and ways to counter the rising social unacceptability of smoking. They also implemented Operation Mayfly to influence public opinion in favor of smoking. These efforts greatly delayed tobacco control measures worldwide. The companies had internal studies dating back to the 1950s relating to the side effects of smoking, but chose not to act on this information to protect their profits. 3. Climate change deception. For more than 50 years, fossil fuel executives have known about the damage caused by CO2 emissions, but deliberately concealed this information. In 1968, the Stanford Research Institute warned the American Petroleum Institute about the potential consequences of rising CO2 levels. ExxonMobil, one of the largest publicly traded energy providers, conducted its own study in 1977, confirming that fossil fuels were responsible for increasing carbon dioxide levels. However, instead of acting on this information, they followed the tobacco industry's example and embarked on an effort to mislead the public. They paid fake experts to publish papers with selective data, supporting false conclusions, and even spread their own conspiracy theories to deflect attention from their actions. 2. Sugar industry scandal. The sugar industry conspiracy was one of the largest scandals to have taken place. Leading sugar producers and sweet companies paid off scientists to downplay the effects of sugar on heart health and instead point to saturated fats as the main culprit. A 1967 Harvard study, funded by the Sugar Research Foundation, concluded that fat should be cut out of American diets to combat coronary heart disease. This led to a shift in dietary guidelines, with consumers replacing fatty foods with carbohydrates and sugar. The focus on saturated fats influenced dietary guidelines for years, leading to a decline in fat consumption and an increase in sugar intake, which ultimately contributed to the obesity epidemic. 1. Facebook Cambridge Analytica data scandal. The Facebook Cambridge Analytica data scandal revealed that personal data belonging to millions of Facebook users was collected without their consent. Cambridge Analytica, a British consulting firm, used this data for political advertising. The firm collected data through an app called This Is Your Digital Life, where users were paid to take a personality test. However, the app also collected data from the users' friends without their knowledge. It was later revealed that Cambridge Analytica had data on at least 87 million Facebook users, which was used to profile individual U.S. voters and target them with personalized political advertisements. This scandal brought to light the issues of psychological targeting and data privacy in social media platforms, leading to significant consequences for Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. These conspiracy theories remind us that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. From government operations to corporate cover-ups, history has shown us that not all conspiracies are mere fantasies. As we've seen, many of these once dismissed ideas turned out to be rooted in fact. It's a reminder to keep an open yet critical mind when confronting extraordinary claims. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on more fascinating content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these confirmed conspiracies surprised you the most? Thanks for watching, and remember, the truth is out there, sometimes hidden in plain sight.